Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're doing a surprise impromptu video for TCG because Konami has just released a bunch of new cards for their new pack coming out. I think this is called something Justice? TB Justice? Regardless, um, these cards are so new, they all just got released like within the last hour. And I've been looking at them and they look really good. So there's not an English website that's gotten like coverage of these yet, so you're getting this fresh from me. But let's talk about it. I've got a bot that translates these cards, so let's get started. So this archetype is called the K9 archetype. You can see, oh, hold on, let me zoom in a little bit here. How's that look? Yeah, you can see K9 written in each one of these cards. So yeah, this is the K9 archetype. First up, we have the Dark Aqua Monster, K9 Unit 66A, Yokul. Level 5, Dark Aqua, 2000 attack, 1900 defense. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. You can use each of the following effects of K9 Unit 66A Yokul once per turn. You can reveal this card and one level 5 monster in your hand, such summon both this card and the revealed monster, but they cannot be used as the material for the Xyz summon of a light Xyz monster. During your main phase, you can add one non-Aqua K9 monster from your deck to your hand. So this card is amazing. You can reveal this card and a level 5 monster in your hand. You summon both of them. Then you'll have to make a non-light rank 5, which is fine. But then you can also search a different K9 monster from your deck, and you haven't even normal summoned yet. So this card is just really, really good. And then, of course, if your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing, which means basically if you're going first, the card can be normal summoned easily. You'll probably use its effect to special summon it, but you could also have an extra one. So if these cards all have this effect, it means that you don't brick on having 2 copies of them, which is good since this one searches the other ones. Now, there are a lot of good light rank 5s. In particular, Chronomaly V Mana comes to mind. So not being able to make V Mana is kind of a downer, and there is a light rank 5 K9 here, which you can't make either. But there are some other good options, so the light restriction is not terrible. Next up, we have her partner, K9 Unit 17 Izuna. This is not a K9, by the way. This is like a panda or something. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can almost summon this card without tributing. She's an Earth Warrior, so she can be searched by the non-Aqua effect. During the main phase of a turn in which your opponent has activated a monster effect in their hand or in their graveyard, as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one K9 card from your deck to the graveyard, except K9 Unit 17 Izuna. Now, both of the K9 quick play spells have an effect that returns them to your hand at the end of the battle phase, or it lets you set them, actually. So this card is very good at basically giving you extra draw. It's like very similar to Sky Striker Ace Hayate, which is another card that can mill a card from your deck and then you can recover it. So pretty useful ability. You're going to get Ashed, you're going to get Max Seed, you're going to get Effect Veilered. So your opponent is most likely going to interact with your board in some way with a card from their hand. And when they do, you just get to special summon this card and then you get to search or mill. So this turns being hand trapped into an advantage, which is a very useful effect. Next up, we have K9 Unit 66B Lantern. This is a level 5 Dark Pyro monster. So Ashen players. That's Ashen support. Absolutely. Anyway, if your opponent has 2 or more cards in your hand, you can almost summon this card without tributing. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can start one level 5 non-Pyro K9 monster in your graveyard. Special summon both it and this card, but they cannot be used as material for the Xyz summon of a light Xyz monster. And then during your main phase, you can add one K9 spell or trap from your deck to your hand. That's crazy. So if you summon your Kizuna, she can mill one of your level 5s, like maybe she mills this one, Lupus, and then your Lantern can target the Lupus and revive it. So this is like, let's say, hold on. let's say you use the Aqua's effect, special summon both it and Kizuna from your hand. Aqua, search, Lantern, Kizuna, mill, Lupus. Then you can use this card to target this card, and then you now have all 4 of them on the board, and you haven't normal summon. And you get to add a spell or trap. You get to add, you added this card. You know, that was basically a 2-card combo. You had these 2 cards, and you got all 4 of them. So really solid. And then you get to add a spell or trap. So cool. I like this so far. K9 unit 00 Lupus. This is an Earth Beast Warrior. 2300 attack, 200 defense. During the main phase of a turn in which your opponent activated a monster effect in their hand or their graveyard, as a quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand or your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Very nice. So you can use this card as material for one of your monster effects as after it's been Xyz summoned, and then revive it. Very, very good card. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, Xyz summon using monsters you control, including this card. Also very good. Quick effect Xyzes are very rare, so it's nice to have them. You can only use each effect of K9 unit 00 Lupus once per turn. An Xyz monster that has this card as material gains the following effect. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Solid. Good card. I like it a lot. Okay, now, obviously this is an Xyz deck. They're all level 5, so let's take a look at some of the Xyz cards. We've got 3. We'll start off with the one that favors Kizuna. K9 Unit 17, Ripper. Rank 5 Wind Warrior Xyz monster with 2300 attack and 1800 defense. Requires any 2 level 5s. You can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 K9 card from your deck to your hand. Then, if your opponent has activated a monster effect this turn, you can set 1 K9 quick play spell directly from your deck or your graveyard. Crazy. So this card just lets you get one of your quick play spells directly from your deck after also searching a K9 card. So you're either going to get a monster that you need, or maybe you'll get your trap card. And you're just going to have so much search. This is insane, actually. When your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or in their graveyard, as a quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card to negate that effect. You can only use each effect of K9 unit 17 Ripper once per turn. Okay, so the first effect, you search, and then you pass to your opponent, and then when they activate a monster effect in their hand or in their graveyard, you negate it, and you're out of materials, but who cares? Fantastic. Great card. Next up is the K9 unit that favors number 00, Lupus. K9 unit 00 Hound. This one is light, so if you use those effects that say that you can't summon a light monster, this is the monster you're getting locked out of. 2500 attack, 2500 defense, 2 level 5s. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects the turn it is Xyz summoned. Okay, so only the turn it's Xyz summoned, which means that you kind of want to use Lupus's quick effect ability to make this on your opponent's turn so that you can have an immortal blocker. Gains 500 attack each time your opponent activates a monster. Oh, it gains 500 attack points each time your opponent activates a monster effect. That's crazy. So you can literally just put this out, and then it can't be destroyed, and then you just chill, and your opponent has to try and build a board, and this guy gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's scary. During your opponent's standby phase, as a quick effect, you can attach 1 material from this card, target 1 card on the field, and banish it. Okay, so if you make this card going first, it's not amazing because then your opponent probably won't have any cards for you to banish. But if you make this card on turn 1, turn 2 when your opponent's going, when you're going first, turn 2 your opponent's turn, or if if you go second and you make this card early to try and get a bunch of power, then you don't finish your opponent off, you pass to them, then you can potentially banish another card from the field. So this card could be really good. Basically, in a lot of circumstances, and it's really useful for decks to have cards that are good going second, especially in the TCG, because you will have to go second sometimes. Your opponent will force you to go second. So having built-in options for when you go first and when you go second is really, really nice for a deck to have. Then lastly, we have the big daddy monster of the deck, K9EX Werewolf. Rank 9 Light Beast Warrior, 3,300 attack points, 2,500 defense points. Now you might be thinking, rank 9? There's no level 9s here. None of these monsters have the ability to change their levels. It's absolutely correct. Requires 2 level 9 monsters, so there's no cheating it out. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase equal to the number of materials attached to it. When your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can attach one material from this card, then apply one of the following effects based on the current turn. If it's your turn, you can banish up to one card your opponent controls or that is in their graveyard. If it's your opponent's turn, look at your opponent's hand and banish one card from it face up until the end phase. You can only use this effect of K9 EX Werewolf once per turn. That is disgusting. So this is a deck that really, really punishes hand traps. This is just like, if you try and hand trap your K9 deck, you are enabling all of their special summons, and then when it's your turn finally, the K9 deck will punish you by ripping the rest of the cards that you have out of your hand. So very, very difficult to actually resolve this card. And if you're hoping to get some value out of, using a card from your graveyard, you also have the K9 Unit 17 to negate that as well. So K9 Unit 17 can negate a monster effect in the hand or a card effect in the graveyard. And then once you've activated that card, once you've activated a different card, Werewolf will come in and rip another card out of your hand. So if you activated a hand trap during your, the K9 player's turn going first, you're already down a card. That's going to really hurt you. So, yeah, this is definitely like a Droll Me Again deck, which I like. All right, now we get into the spell cards. So there's 2 quick play spells and 1 trap card. Remember that there's Ripper lets you set a quick play spell from your deck or your graveyard. K9 LC Liberation. As a quick play spell card, you can target one K9 Xyz monster or one rank 5 Xyz monster you control immediately after this effect resolves. Special summon one K9 Xyz monster with a different name from your extra deck using the targeted monster as material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. So this is how you can make your werewolf. You have to target one of your rank 5s and you change it into werewolf, like with the spell effect. At the end of the battle phase of a turn in which your K9 monster battled, you can set this card from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of K9 LC Liberation once per turn. So that's really, really good. So essentially what this card does is you use it, you get to then use your werewolf to rip your opponent to shreds, and then if your opponent somehow survives, you set it, then on their turn after they've used an effect and your werewolf has ripped a card out of their hand, you can activate the effect to change it into your Ripper or your Hound so that it either can't be destroyed by battle or it rips another card, it negates another card from their effects. So you get to tag between your monsters. And you might be thinking, this reminds me of something, and that's correct. This feels a lot like Zodiac, in my opinion. The ability to just change forms over and over again, and each form has like a different effect that's useful for you. And the question becomes, how many times can you exceed someone in one turn? And then you're trying to stack. What you're trying to do, you make your rank 5 or your rank 5, and then you play one of your spells and you stack onto your werewolf, then the werewolf gets to attack a number of times equal to the number of materials it has. So you are trying to build up like a big Xyz monster, which could be really, really good. So yeah, I'm liking this a lot. The second quick play spell is, as you can see, the artwork is amazing. It's literally like Lupus ripping, awakening as werewolf. K9 EX Force Liberation. Quick play spell card. During the main phase, so this card has to be used during the main phase. Target one K9 Xyz monster you control, so not any rank 5, just a K9 Xyz. Immediately after this effect resolves, special summon one K9 Xyz monster with a different name from your extra deck using the targeted monster as material. Then you can destroy one card your opponent controls. This is treated as an Xyz summon. At the end of the battle phase in which your K9 monster battled, you can set this card from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of K9 Force Liberation once per turn. It's important to note that a lot of spell cards that have a useful effect that set themselves from the graveyard usually say, but banish it when it leaves the field. These don't. You can literally just keep using their effects over and over again to tag out from different Xyz monsters. So essentially, since this card can only be used during the main phase, and LC can be used during the battle phase, what I think you're probably going to do is you'll probably use EX to turn your Ripper into Hound during the main phase, and then after you've attacked with Hound, you play LC and turn Hound into Werewolf, and then Werewolf goes in with like 4 materials. So yeah, I think that's kind of how this is going to work. It looks really fun, to be honest. Lastly, there's a trap card, K9 EW Experimental Liberation. It's a normal trap card. Special summon one K9 monster from your hand or your graveyard, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Then you can immediately, after this effect resolves, special summon one K9 Xyz monster from your extra deck using that special summon monster as material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. During your opponent's end phase, you could banish this card from your graveyard, target one quick play spell card in your graveyard. This is K9s quick play spell, and set it. You can only use each effect once per turn. Cool. So this card will allow you to special summon one of your monsters from your graveyard, and then as a as a one card Xyz, make an Xyz monster. So I imagine that this will probably be used. You set this card, and then during your opponent's turn, after they've broken your board, you activate this card, and you bring one of your monsters back and turn it to Hound, and Hound can't be destroyed that turn, so it saves you from any sort of problems. And then afterwards, you use the effect to set like your LC Liberation or your EX Liberation, so that you can turn Hound into something better. So yeah, that's the deck. 4 really powerful level 5s that can easily search each other, along with 3 very good Xyz monsters, 2 synergistic quick play spells, and a trap card that's an emergency button. I think this deck is going to be pretty decent. It's got some tech cards for going first, and it seems really, really good going second. So I'm looking forward to seeing what people do with this. Crow and I are going to test this deck tomorrow, so I'll let you know how it goes. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.